I would meet people that I'd never met before. And I used to question, why did they feel that they could tell me their life story, their problems, what's going on in their life? I'd walk away wondering, what is it about me that makes people want to open up? My life has been eventful. My life right now is joyous. This journey for me has enabled me to actually give back and forged me to help countless people around the globe. Hi, I'm Joe Loney and I'm a presence and life positioning expert. I grew up in Leicestershire. I was born in a beautiful town called Market Harborough. Two beautiful parents, both Irish, so I've been brought up the Irish Catholic way. Early childhood was fantastic. We actually lived right out in the country at a place called Gartree, which is actually famous for the maximum security prison. My early years my mind is full of rooftops of the prison that was at the end of our garden. And it's always given me an interest into the psychology of both the people inside and also those people that work within those prisons. Spirituality has always been with me. I remember beginning to ask myself some very sort of esoteric questions, and that's something that stood with me all my life. Roughly about the age of 9, due to a major incident that had happened, which my father was involved in, we were actually moved as a family. And that was a real adventure, but obviously you're moving into a brand new area, a new school, new friends around you, trying to fit in. Really and truly, when I reflect on it, having been brought up in this Irish Catholic family, I always felt very much as an outsider and not fully accepted, because I was looking at maybe what people were looking around us as to who we were and what we were and why we've ended up in the area that we've ended up in. School was great. I absolutely loved school. I should have done better academically. I left school at 17, I got a couple of O-levels. I took my first job, which was working in the civil service. Very quickly I realised that working a 9-to-5 office job was not for me. In my middle years, having worked in a number of different areas in sales and marketing, the odd family trauma came along. I lost my mum, God bless, she was 60 when she passed away. My son, my firstborn, was born 7 weeks after my mum had passed away. That gave me opposite ends of the pole in terms of dealing with and understanding your own emotions. There was grief on one hand and there was immense joy on the other hand, all condensed into a very tight period of time. And it was maybe around this time that I really started reflecting on my own journey in life and questioning what was going on now. Change is good for us, but at the time when we're going through maybe a traumatic event or a lifestyle, change is really, really important and very important to reflect. My true calling suddenly arrived with me 5-6 years ago. I went through a full spiritual awakening. Joy of that was absolutely fantastic. That ultimately has led me to where I am now, being a presence and life positioning expert. As I transitioned through different stages of my awakening, everything started to make sense, why people were coming to me. I understood what empathy was, but I was unaware many years ago that you could actually be an empath. And that was a huge pivotal point for me, that I can make sense of myself and why these things were happening. More importantly, the skill that I have internally to be able to help and signpost people and guide people to be able to live a more fulfilled life. As a presence and life positioning expert, one of the foundations that I like to work with somebody new is actually just to be present, to hear their story, to understand their story. And as a spiritual empath, I'm able to feel their story as well. One of the core principles for me is gratitude. Gratitude is the foundation to start moving forward. I find myself in an unbelievably great place, both spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and even physically. However, 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. I went through very large abdominal surgery. I'm still on chemotherapy, but I'm so blessed and grateful that from the point of knowing the place I was within my own mind and within myself, I was able to deal with it, accept it. In fact, I actually offered my cancer love. And as I sit here now, I'm 14 months clear post-surgery, and there's not a bit of cancer inside my body. I'm blessed, and life is wonderful. One of the great things for me is giving back. What I've learned on my journey, the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows. I was given a gift. I need to help people. I want them to be able to break free from the chains of this conditioned mind.